Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, if this is your first time, welcome. I'm super excited that you joined today. I'm Ella, and on today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that I'm very interested in, or something that's really exciting to me, and that is the things I wish I had been told, or things I wish I knew before embarking on my first ever weight loss journey. It's very important that I share this with you guys because I know constantly people are looking to lose weight, to get in the best shape of their body and everything, and sometimes people go in with some misconceptions and it stalls their progress. I know for one that if I could have found out all these things, it would have probably sped up my progress and avoided some of the drawbacks I had, some of the slow points and everything like that. Yeah, so please stay till the end of this video because I'm going to be giving you 5 bullet hot important tips. Okay, so stay tuned, and without more ado, let's get into the video. Guys, a lot of people, or should I say some people, start their weight loss journey on a popular misconception that a calorie is a calorie, regardless of the source. Guys, I'm here to bust your bubbles, and I'm here to tell you that a calorie is not a calorie. All calories are not equal, in quotes. Now, there's so many ways I can choose to elaborate on this point. For one, the body metabolizes different calories differently. And if you go researching on the connection between food metabolism and weight loss, you're going to realize that food metabolism plays a significant role in the results you achieve in your weight loss, yes. But if I go into that, it might get a bit complicated. Let me choose to break this point down from something as simple as how satisfied you feel after a meal. Now, different foods rank differently on the satiety index. What this simply means is that one food might keep you more satisfied than another food will. Why is this important, guys? It's like weight loss 101, that for you to be successful on your weight loss journey or achieve significant amount of weight loss, you need to create a daily calorie deficit. Now, how can we achieve a daily calorie deficit if we go on overeating? Yes, because that's what will happen if you eat foods that don't satisfy you. If, for example, you've set a 1,200 calorie daily goal and you go on, say, eating foods that don't satisfy you, chances are you're going to definitely keep eating as the hunger is coming. And then eventually you will overeat and eventually exceed your daily calorie target. And if that happens, definitely you're not going to be successful. You're not going to achieve weight loss. Let me give you an example. Let's use a bowl of ice cream. We know how calorie laden they are. We also know that they're not very good or very healthy for us, depending on what the ice cream contains. So let me use a typical average daily ice cream. Let's give them equal calories. Let's say 500 calorie bowl of ice cream, okay? And on the other side, we have vegetable salad, vegetable to be precise, vegetable salad of about 500 calories. I speak for myself, and I know you guys can relate to that bowl of ice cream of 500 calories. I can easily gulp it down in seconds, and I'm still hungry. You know why? Because ice cream is not very satisfying. Yes, on that satiety index I'm talking about, it ranks pretty low. But let's take the bowl of vegetable salad. Chances are you're going to have to even force feed yourself to finish everything. And when you do, you're going to be very stuffed. There'll be no room for more food. So you see the point I'm trying to make now. It's very important that you go for foods that are very satisfying. So keep that in mind. All calories are not equal. A calorie is not a calorie. Guys, the second point is very important because I personally have had people come to me after my successful weight loss journey and they go like, girl, how did you do this? How did you achieve your result? For me, I'm never able, no, this is the people talking now. I'm never able to achieve my result. I'm never able to get to that point of discipline. I'm constantly overeating. I'm constantly craving. I think this point here is the reason behind your problems. Now listen carefully. The point is the fact that carbs make you crave more carbs. Relax. For the purpose of this particular point specifically, I'm referring to processed and refined carbohydrates, not the kind you get from wholesome vegetables, because those vegetables still contain carbohydrates, and those are the kinds you should be consuming. But you see those refined ones, those processed ones, the reason why they're bad for you is through the process they've gone through in the factory and everything, they've had all their fiber or almost a good amount of it, taking away from the foods. And fibers are very important when it comes to food metabolism, guys. The role fiber plays in the metabolism of the food has to do with spikes and drops in blood sugar. Let me try to explain this as basically as I've understood it. Now, you eat a processed carbohydrate. Because it doesn't contain enough fiber, it is metabolized very quickly. Think of it from the angle of a graph. As quickly as it's being metabolized in the body, that is how quickly your blood sugar is spiking. And guys, this doesn't last very long, trust me. As quickly as it spikes, that's how quickly it drops. And the minute it drops, that's when you see people, having lightheadedness, dizziness, and in that minute, you're craving. It's like your brain is sending a signal to the body and it's saying, give me more of that juice. I want that rush and busting energy. Yes. So you see, you're constantly craving. And guys, personally, back in the day, I would maximum, if I'm lucky, I would have maximum of 4 hours interval between meals. So I'll take food of refined carbs, and in maximum of 4 hours, I'm craving, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling lightheaded. That means my blood sugar has dropped. And now my brain is sending signal that I should consume more food, more carbs, because it wants that busting energy. And then I go and I consume, and it's like a roller coaster cycle. So every 4 hours, I'm eating, and the things I'm craving are the carbs, more of those bad refined carbs. So guys, this is very important. It can't be overemphasized. If you're looking to go on your own weight loss journey, go for things that are more whole, things that contain the healthy carbohydrates with the fiber, so that you don't struggle with this problem. So stick to the healthy carbohydrates. Go and do some digging. Even personally, those foods that when you eat them, you get hungry easily. Chances are you need to stay away from them to have a successful weight loss result. Yes. If you know those ones that keep you satisfied, check them. They're most likely those wholesome carbs I talked about. Those are the ones you should gravitate more towards. Stick to those ones if you want a very good and very healthy weight loss result. Guys, this next point is coming with a huge disclaimer. However, I still feel there's something important to get out of it. Now, this next one is the fact that with all the times I've lost and regained back my weight in the past, I observed something very interesting. I observed that with each new time I went on a diet, even if I was trying the same thing that I did before that worked for me, it took me a longer period of time to achieve good results. In other words, with each new weight loss plan I went on, even though I did the same thing, it became harder for me to lose the weight. It took a longer period of time to achieve the same amount of weight loss I did the last time. I'd like this to prompt a discussion in the comment section, because I'd really love to see if there are other people like me who have experienced this, their thoughts on it, and probably what they did. This is on this list just in case of anyone who stumbles on this video and is currently on their weight plan or planning to go on their weight loss journey. You keep it in mind. In case there's a scientific explanation behind it, keep it in mind that, I've heard it somewhere, I've seen it somewhere, that some people said it got harder for them to lose weight each time they tried again, after, regaining whatever weight they might have lost in the past. In case you're one of those people who says, I just want to lose a significant amount of weight for a purpose, and then they go back without sticking to something sustainable, they gain it all back, and then, the cycle continues, more like a yo-yo dieting. Yeah, you keep this point in mind so that before you start, or if you're currently on it, you transition into something more sustainable. Guys, this point right here is for my cardio lovers. Now, a lot of people, including myself, not until recently I figured this one out, that they have the impression that you'd eat as much as you want, you eat whatever you want, as long as you're going to exercise. So the mentality here is, I don't mind what I eat, even if I eat junk. I have some gym membership. I'll just go to the gym, I'll run some laps on a treadmill, and I'll get the weight off. Guys, it's actually harder to lose or burn weight through exercising. I'm specifically referring to cardio for this point, okay? So you think I'll run some laps on a treadmill and I'll shred all that weight off. That's not how it works. Let me try to explain. I made a personal observation, an interesting one. Whenever I did cardio, my preference was jogging. Yeah. And, I would use my Samsung Health to track my steps and everything like that. Yeah. So I'll jog for about 30 minutes. I observed something. I felt excessively hungry the rest of the day. If you also have experienced this in whatever way, drop a comment below. I want to know I'm not the only one on this table, okay? Yeah, so I observed this, and this prompted me into going to research, the reason behind this, if it was normal. I found that there was a scientific reason behind this, scientific explanation for this, and I even found more. Guys, listen to this part. Now, when you do cardio excessively, pay attention to that. Something happens in your body. The body feels stressed and it triggers a hormone. Now, this hormone is another very annoying hormone like the insulin. It's called cortisol. Now, guys, in the presence of cortisol, you're not going to lose weight. Another interesting thing about the cortisol hormone is that it's one of the main causes of stubborn belly fat. Yes. So I went trying to find out why I was always excessively hungry the rest of the day, and I found something more interesting, that when you overdo it, you trigger that annoying hormone, and then that stalls your weight loss. And in most cases, it stops it. So guys, keep this in mind. The last point for today is the fact that a greater percentage, some people could do 80-20 or 70-30, whatever works for you. But in whatever case, a greater percentage of your weight loss is dependent on your diet rather than your exercise. It's actually harder to burn fat through exercise than just watching what you put in your mouth. I personally would have benefited from this point if I had known this back in the day and how serious it is. For one, all the countless gym memberships that I never really benefited from back in my university days, I would have, channeled all that money into something more important, my diet. I don't know if you're like me, but personally, when it comes to exercising, I can be really lazy. So now let's take, for example, jogging, because that's the one I used to do. I told you, I'm more drawn to cardio. Now, I'll jog for, say, 30 minutes. Jogging, like, consistently for 30 minutes, a whole 30 minutes, can get you an approximately 400 calories. Yeah, you're going to lose about 400 calories jogging for 30 minutes. Now, guys, we know that in one careless meal, that is nothing. In one careless meal, you could comfortably just consume more than 1,000 calories. One meal, how many times you eat in a day? So you do the math and you see how the calories are trickily piling up. And let's not even, negate the fact that most of us, I was guilty of this as well, have this mentality that after exercising, we should reward ourselves with a good meal. And only God knows our interpretation of good meal. Yeah. And so after exercising, you probably jog for like 30 minutes. After that, you're sweating and you're like, man, I would have burnt like, 2 million calories. Yeah, that's a joke, but you get the point. And now you come and you sit and you consume this unhealthy meal that exceeds probably 1,000 calories when you've only lost about 400 calories, 400 calories from just jogging. So you get the math now. Yeah, so if you're in this category, if you're already making this mistake, consider taking a step back and, reanalyzing things, going back to the drawing board and, shifting more of your emphasis and attention to what you're eating. Just, reduce the calorie from coming in. So that it's not you take it in, you're looking for ways to get them out. So concentrate on how you're putting them into the body rather than how you're going to get them out. So guys, we've come to the end of today's video, and quite frankly, it wasn't very easy for me to film this because, the whole time my mind is telling me, you're sounding like a doctor when you're not a doctor. But yeah, there's also something I've come to believe in all my research and my experience trying to lose weight, is the fact that when you really think about it, the medical doctors at the hospital, what they're very good at is treating you, after you've gotten sick. They're trying to minimize the damage and everything. But, actively staying healthy and trying to prevent getting sick before the doctor's coming depends on you, and mainly you. Yes. And how do you achieve that? By educating yourself. So the things I've shared here today are things that I've learned from educating myself, and some that I figured out through, the way my body reacted to whatever it is I ate, and personal experience. So please keep that in mind, okay? This is not to say that I'm not going to share future tips, because even though it was difficult, I still enjoyed filming this, putting this out there. Maybe it's going to help someone in one way or the other, okay? So still expect videos like this from me. I'll definitely enjoy reading your comments below. If you've experienced any of these things or you've learned something new, let me know. I'll be very delighted, okay? So yeah, don't forget to do all that nice stuff, the giving thumbs up, the subscribing, the leaving a comment below, the sharing with your friends if you want to. And I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye guys.